And welcome back. It's year 2020, it's the first movie. As you may notice, I did not post any movies. I just did not have time or possibilities to make a movie, and this is the reason in here. So a few years ago I built my first printer. I call it Miranda, like on the movie, and as you can see in the printer it's a old design. It's not made of the extrusion profiles. It was working fine. I rebuilt it about 2, maybe 3 times. Most of the parts was changed, and it was working fine. Sometimes I had a problem, sometimes it was working fine. But mostly the prints were successful. I did print many caps for the tweezers, for the cutters, electronic cutters, because on my work we use it, and many girls that I work with wanted to have it. And after about 4 years, the printer being gently stopped to work. It was so many problems that I did not wanted to use it anymore. I started to build a new printer, but then I think, the Ender 3 is so great. People really like it. There are many tutorials and stuff like that. Why not let me buy it? So I buy this one. This is the Ender 3 Pro, as you can see on the bed, on the electronic. There is no fan on the top. It means it's the Ender 3 Pro. So I assemble it. I turn it on, try to calibrate it, and that was all. So the software on this printer is disaster. There is no individual homing, no auto bed leveling, no nothing. And when I wanted to program it with some more new Marlin, I find out there is no possibility to upgrade it without any connections, stuff like that, programming using a second Arduino and stuff like that. So I said no, there's no way. So I replaced it with the SKR 1.2 mini, the board that it's directly replacing the original one that I programmed with Marlin 2.0 something. I don't remember the exact version. And I did make some changes. Of course, I was able to use the old printer. That was the last prints to print the new cooling. It's the how is it called? Sorry, I don't remember the name now. Of the cooling, the double version, the single. I did try the BL Touch, but the BL Touch was having so much problems that I stopped using it. Of course, I replaced the Teflon tube. That's the first thing you need to do, because that one is much too big, and there's loose of the filament inside, and there was so many problems with that. I replaced these 2 screws and this one, because adjusting the X-axis was a disaster. Now I can use the wrench to unscrew this one, and hex wrench on this side, and I have it straight against the frame. I replaced it, of course, the extruder. I have a Titan from the printer I was building. That's working really nice. And actually that's and let me rotate it. Of course, I have the cover for the fan, and let me rotate this, and I replaced the copper, I think it's called, with the more flexible one, because this part is bended and it's not like this, it's more like this. That's why there are many problems with this part, so I put adjustable coupler that fix the problem. Of course, let me rotate it back. I replace it the tensioners, because this is not a tensioner, it's just a holder for belt holder. Same thing for this, because you are not able to make any tension, any adjustment. So this is another disaster, but don't think this is super cool, because you need to mount the extensioner just about on the edge of the extrusion, and that is quite difficult. So I replaced everything almost here. I upgraded, that's why I call it upgrade, because I almost changed everything, and the story ends in here. Why? Because I don't have any idea how to level the bed. There are so many problems with this printer that I not able. So this movie is also for the official Creality shop, because I want to show the problems that I found in this printer that makes it not usable. First thing, when you assemble it, you need to check all the angles, because this extrusion in here is a complete disaster. I think I put it on the belt or something like that. So the angle that is cut on this part makes it bend to one side, because let me take something and maybe you will be able to see it. I don't know if it's on the other side or in here. Let me see. Yes, it's in here. So as you can see, there is a shiny piece of metal. That's a very thin piece of metal that's making this part more straight. So to find that out, I'm using this. This is a calibrated piece of metal that is very precise. The angle or the sizes are very precise, and I'm using that. Let me disconnect the Z. I'm using it like this because I need to get it higher, like this, to find out if the extrusions are on the correct angle to each other's. And when I tested, it was not. So on one side it was about, I don't know, 1 degree probably difference between the other side. So thanks to this, I find out that these parts are wrong, have a wrong angle on the cut on the end. So as a factory that's making a lot of these printers, oh my god, check the hardware, because you need to check if the angles are correct. So if I'm not wrong, all the printers that they sell have the wrong angle, and the whole frame is pushed to the it's bent to the front or to the back. I don't remember the side. So that's, for a printer that is most popular, that's really annoying. So the same thing is on the side. As you may notice, I have 2 holes on both sides. That's because I needed to rotate it to have the correct angle. That's another thing. So both of them are bent. But as you can see, I am able to fix it. But oh my god, it's a disaster. Another thing, this extrusion in here is bent. So that's the second problem. It's rotated upside down, and it was set like this. Sorry, set like this. I know because I check it like I should check it. and this one is bent. It's a 20 by 20 extrusion, the V-slot, and I have no idea how they can bend it, because it's so complicated. It's hard, but it's bended. Another thing, this extrusion is also not level. When I check it, it was set like this, going down to the front. So another thing, the part that is cut from the main extrusion was cut wrong. I know it's not cut, of course. It's I don't know how they call it, but it's using a drill. Press out, I don't know how they call it, but it's the wrong angle. Another thing, man, this is a complete disaster. So I was not able to balance the bed when I screw it down. Yes, I know how to level the bed because I had a printer that I built, and I never had any problems with bed leveling. In here, when I screw it down, of course it's not completely level, so I screw it the same amount, and the bed has bended. Oh my god. So of course I check this part, and this part is bent. Another one. So I replaced it with the 3-point carriage for the y-axis, and try on the 3 points. No, exactly the same thing. I was not able to balance the bed because it was bending. So these two parts was too high, and these two parts was following this two, and I needed to unscrew it, and there was no way to level it. I had a two beds on the old printer, the bigger one and the small one, and I never have any problems like this. So I think, if I cannot level it on 3 points, let me try on 4 points. No, exactly the same problem. So now, if anyone had any idea what I can do, for now I will replace all the parts that is holding the wheels, because I think they don't have the same height, so I want to replace that. I will another time check the eye extrusion if it's level or not, because I'm really getting tired of this printer. I needed to finish about 3 projects, so I will change that. I know this extrusion, this extrusion and the eye extrusion is really bad. It was this one is bad. The middle extrusion is cut at the wrong angle. These two are cut at the wrong angle, and that's half of the printer. Oh my god, it's half of the printer. So I left it with 1, 2, 3, 4 parts only, and the other are cut it wrong. Okay, maybe I got a bad product. Most of people just saying it's bended on the middle. Mostly I seen someone have something like this, so that's the wheels problems. But for me, for a printer, okay, it's not expensive printer, but for most popular printer problems like this, luckily I didn't have a problem with the bed connector, where they cramped the connection and it started to burn. Great for a printer that many people buy. So I have a soldered one. Cool, I have the new version. And the bed also did not fix the leveling problem, if you wanted to ask. That's all I can tell in this moment. I will still fight it, but probably I will go on with another models just to relax a bit, because this thing is really annoying to make it print. Even the BL Touch did not get it to work, so That's really annoying for me, and for the printer that's most popular, oh my god. It's still good printer, but I think it's not the best for someone that it's new in this hobby. But there are many tutorials, so people are rebuilding completely these printers by replacing parts, and you can still check it out. I hope this will work because the new steppers are really great. Printer was working fine, but I was not able to print. Sorry. So now I will send this movie also to the to the Creality to show the problem. It is really annoying. As you can see, I have it disconnected because I need to again took the whole printer apart and see where's another problem on this printer and try to fix it. So that's all for now. I hope the next movie will be about a RC model, because I can only make one model without the printer. So that's all for now.